What's up, y'all? It's your boy Carcino here, man. Let's talk about it because it's not really a funny matter. It's a pathetic matter. People seem to have no morals whatsoever or no brain. They don't know how to think. They just so looking for a target point where they can make a funny or any way they could spin it to try to get hits and views. That's it. Because it doesn't make any sense to see what people are doing now. People have taken an avenue and an angle they should have never taken a day in their life. Now, all of a sudden, Kwame Brown listens to R. Kelly, right? He called from prison. This guy's in jail, and he's explaining the corruption that happened during his trial and point out some actual statements that he found and presented his evidence and had his say. The media has silenced his say and listened to everybody else on the other side. So he wanted to have his say. But when Whack 100 spoke to him, no one had any problems or any issues or any words or anything to say about Whack 100, right? When he was with Adam 22 and all this and he brought it up, nobody had a problem. Kwame Brown talks and listens to him. Everybody's upset. Kwame has got to be on his side, and oh, now how's he doing that? And look at what he was talking about with Uncle Crack and Ears and all this, and now he was telling Gee, well, you need to get rid of them, and now look what he's doing. He's on his side, and he wants this guy. This guy wants his daughters. Like, do you hear yourselves? Now, as Gravity take out, I'm not surprised. So when I saw that, I'm not surprised by him. He played his hand about a year ago. So I ain't seen him in a while, so I thought he was gone, but I guess he's back, still doing the same thing. So nothing new there. Now, on top of that, you have another situation where he's bringing up the fact Tasha K actually was doing things like interviewing people that she shouldn't have been interviewing, or she put a statement saying that um, she wants to know if Kwame Brown is supporting a guy that wants her daughters, or wants his daughters. Now, here's the case. He has made his put 10 toes down on his stance. He doesn't know if that man's guilty or innocent in this case, but he does not feel that this man had the right due process. But that's beside the point. When has we started blaming the person who's interviewing them or asking the questions? When has that person ever been the supporter? Because he's conducting an interview, he's getting information. So, what does it mean that he supports? So, does Tasha K support everybody who she interviews? She support the actual people that threw acid in somebody's face? Did she support women being suppressed or having to stand down and follow whatever Moise Watkins is talking about? Women being subservient. So does she support everything and everybody that come on her platform she interviews? So she supports Bus Life. I never seen her in the chat. So, I mean, what do she support? Does she support education and STEM in schools, STEM programs, trading and coding? I didn't see anything for her with that. Why she ain't supporting that? She interviewed Kwame, right? And he talked about trading and coding in her interview. So clearly she's supporting that, right? Or should. I don't see it. So it's funny to me that they want to always move the pieces when it comes to Kwame. We got to move the pieces. We got to move the checkerboard. Now all of a sudden, every time somebody interviews somebody, they're supporting what they're doing. That's the notion now. So if you just want to ask questions, you're supporting their beliefs. It's not true at all. It's never been true in journalism. He started right out being a buck with the very first question he asked it. He said, I feel most people think that you're guilty based on they felt you were guilty in the first trial and that you got off, so they're not caring about what's going on in the second trial because they felt you was guilty the first time and got off. That was the very first statement he made, and then he gave him the floor to speak. And he brought up a lot of facts or a lot of statements that he made that seemed factual, or it actually presented a lot of questions to Tasha K. She should have to answer those questions. Where did you get your information from? Did you get it from the person that he's saying you did? She needs to clarify herself. If anything, if anybody's smart, they should say, he brought up some very raising and very dangerous type of questions. Like, if they're willing to do all these things and they have it documented as facts that this actually happened, why isn't she brought up on criminal charges? That is very strange. A lot of people was doing it for the bag. There was a bag involved. I wouldn't participate. As I told you, I'm like, I'm out. Whatever this is, I don't want it. Whatever the bag y'all finna offer me, I don't want it. Because then I would be entangled in this mess. You see, all money ain't good money. You gotta understand that. All money ain't good money. No, you don't want to ever present a case where you are in a situation where you feel you have to be defending yourself all the time over something that's very simple to understand. You can tell when people are misleading information. He did not say R. Kelly's my friend. He did not say, "Oh, I'm with him. I'm Team R. Kelly. Um, I'm this is my guy," or anything. He gave him a platform to speak his case. And from what R. Kelly was saying, he did not get a fair trial. The abusive process was definitely noted. Everybody's supposed to get due process for every human being out there. So if you, any human being out there listening, if you are violated from your human being rights or whatever they've accused you of, right? You're okay with them saying you're guilty and to proven innocent. And because we think you're guilty based on not the evidence, based on what we knew in the past. And they said he's okay and we let him off the hook the first time. So this time around, he just screwed the system. Let's lock him up. Forget the court, forget the trial, forget everything, right? So if that's okay, and you're saying that, you're going down a dangerous road because the next person they do that to, you might not like that. So you shouldn't be, you know, leaning towards people having a fair trial. Regardless of what you might think about a verdict. You have not seen any evidence. You haven't really presented the evidence. You probably haven't even followed the case. I know he got railroaded the second time. I saw the players involved. I saw the way the chips were moving. And I said, oh, yeah, this is bad. I advised him to get out of town with Russell Simmons. I'm like, he need to go. He should get out. Once he make bail, run. As soon as he get that bail, he went to McDonald's. I've been like, pack, we out. We ain't coming back to the States. We're out. By the time I come back, we'll have a whole new DA. We'll have everybody else. Everybody be replaced. We can try to get a fair trial. Because this is ridiculous. They'd be free doing shows overseas somewhere. I told him to leave before they even, when they talking about they were building the case, he should have just left. Everybody deserves for due process. Everybody. Kwame shouldn't have to defend himself on interviewing somebody. But people just gotta find a way to rope and tie themselves to Kwame Brown in a discussion of something negative to try to bring him down. They got to do it. That's the only narrative is to do that. Anything negative they can find, they want to do it. But it only exposes who they are. That's all. It only exposes who they are. Now, when it's all said and done and the smoke clears, we'll see what happens. You got to fly straight. For those who don't fly straight, they burn out quick. So, yeah, Kwame said it best.
Out. And the question on there was, are you supporting a man that's after a woman, your daughter's kids, your daughter's age? And I'm like, why would someone say something like that? Like, I was very clear in my stance. I was very clear in my stance, man. I was very clear when I said I don't support or I don't advocate for nobody. I don't support nobody that'll mess with a kid. Hell, it's in his court transcripts that he had a sexual relationship with this girl at 14 allegedly. So I don't support that. Why would somebody write a title asking me do I support somebody? You don't have to support someone to interview them and let them get their side of the story out. And I was very clear when I said, I do believe R. Kelly was in that first tape. I said that. I said, I thought that was R. Kelly in that tape. I said, but the law said it wasn't R. Kelly. Now, we can have our reservations about that all we want to, but the law said it wasn't R. Kelly. I still think it's R. Kelly. And the fact that I heard in the affidavit that he had sex with a 14-year-old, he's a confirmed nasty-ass dude. I don't support that. That's crazy. But I also, because I'm intelligent enough to also separate, I don't support the law breaking the law. I don't support that. I don't support somebody taking out jail records and sending them out to people. I don't support that. So although one thing can be true, another thing can be true as well. I think he needs a new case. He needs to be retried, and you get him the right way. Do I think he's going to still be convicted? Yes. Will he get 30 years? Who knows? But do you arrest a man like that? I can't agree with that. Especially when you hear the transcripts where this young girl was groomed by her own parents. It's all fun and game when R. Kelly is paying these people money. He's allegedly paying the uncle. He's paying the auntie and Sparkle. He's paying all these people. And as long as the money was flowing and everything was cool, nobody had a problem with R. Kelly sleeping with this 14-year-old girl. But now that the money is low, how come the mama ain't in jail? How come the daddy ain't in jail? How come Sparkle ain't in jail? How come everybody that had something, how come the uncle ain't in jail? See, if you want to protect children, you don't protect children just by getting the dude who did the act. Because we all know, all of us young men was in high school when there was a girl that we really liked. And she was around 14, 15. And there was always an older man, a drug dealer or whoever else that was there to get that little girl. And you know how they normally get that little girl? They get that little girl through the mama or the parents. There's always an adult that's there to help assist a pedophile. Why is that? There's always an adult there to help assist a sick person. Always. If you go back and look at all these cases, Leah, anybody, any one of these children, if you go back and look at it, most times it's the greed of the parents because they want these kids to be stars, and they serve these kids up on platters to grown-ass men. So R. Kelly is a small part of a bigger picture that is adults that are giving their kids away to grown men for success. And that's terrible. How in the hell are your 14-year-old able to be accessed by a grown man? You got to really look at yourself in the mirror if your 13, 14-year-old daughter, a grown man has access to. How is that? See, you want to talk about protecting children. The way you protect children is that you don't put money first. And a lot of these parents are putting money first. They're using R. Kelly as a scapegoat. There's a million R. Kellys. Why are the adults bringing these kids to people like that? Yep. Why? So let's not say I support nothing. I don't support nobody who touch younger kids. I don't do that. There you go. But the one thing I don't support is somebody breaking the law. I don't support you trying to make it look like this man acted alone. The parents, all of them should have been in jail. The uncle, every last one of them. If the mother really did coerce this young girl on how to make R. Kelly have sex with her, her ass need to be right next to R. Kelly in jail. And that's my thoughts on that. But I hope, I'm not going to disrespect Tasha K. And now it's raining, people, as you can see. This is the icing on the cake. It's fucking raining. You talking about the cap off a long day, just fuck. Now I'm being rained on. But anyway, it's all good.